Constantijn aangezet. Ja, aan. Hi, sir.
Hi, how's it going?
This is my friend Anko.
I have like
Taxi train.
Ja.
Dan zou ik hiervoor... My dear, dear friend Nick Stevens, could you come over here, please, and help me out of my misery? Please do the talking.
Okay, man. Nervous?
No. You?
Yes. You want to join me to welcome Constantine? All right.
Dat is geen klap, dat is iets aan. Oh wel. Hij zit alleen nog niet.
All right, Anko. Can we have Nick Stevens on the floor?
I didn't do anything yet. My work is just beginning, so if you remember how nervous you were on Friday, that's where I'm about right now. We've got quite a show to get through, but I got to tell you, I just came from the judging room, and that was exciting to watch. I'm so glad I don't have to be in the judging seat. First up, you saw him an hour or so ago, just before the judging, and he's back to give us a bit of a different perspective now that he's seen a lot from the teams and witnessed the judging process. Please give a huge round of applause for Prince Constantijn.
So I really don't know what to say. You've been working here inside. Were the two nicest days in the last 4 months in the Netherlands. There was actually sun outside, and you chose to be in here creating new worlds. And I also realize that I'm between you and your prizes, and that's not a very good place to be. But what I'd like to say, just like to share with you, which is so, if you are a bit of an outsider, which is so incredible, is this kind of energy that's here. It's an energy which is probably relatively similar to the 90s when the internet opened up and everybody was rushing into this space. We didn't know that platforms would emerge from that, and we didn't know a lot of what is going to happen. We didn't even build the internet with a lot of security in mind, or data privacy, these kind of things. It just developed. And that's happening now. You feel that this space is so big, has so many opportunities to redesign our society, to do things better that we didn't do in the past, to be more circular, more responsive, more inclusive, all of these things. On the other hand, with all of this intellect in this room, and what I think is amazing what happened here in Groningen today is that you have government here, you have programmers here, you have the creatives here, you have all of those communities, the corporates all coming together. And so you have also a big responsibility. You're not just creating solutions, but you also have a responsibility because you are creating a future. And let's not make the same mistakes like with IoT. That everything can communicate, that's great, but we didn't think about the security aspect. Let's not make the same mistakes like we did with all the big internet platforms that just thrive on the aggregation of all of our data. Let's think responsibly about the development that we are now entering into. But on the other hand, we shouldn't stop dreaming big. And I think that's what I've seen all of these teams doing. And in the room with the judges, it was incredible how certain ideas were put forward that just completely redesigned the way our society is run, the way we do our pensions, the way we are interacting with our IDs and interacting with government, and all of that is hugely inspiring. And that's the last thing I actually want to say, is this has to be communicated. We can't talk about blockchain all the time. We have to talk about what it is doing. And we have to think through how this is actually changing our society for the better. And because we do have to take everybody along. This will be disruptive for many institutions. This will be changing relationships. This will be changing, maybe shifting wealth or allocation of means. And that's going to discomfort a lot of people. So we have to start telling the stories. We have to start telling why we're doing this and what the potential is that we hope to get out of this and that we're unlocking. Because only then our parliamentarians, our governments, our corporates will actually use their creative minds and their power, their lobby power, in support of this movement and not try to disrupt it. So I wish you all a hugely inspiring end of this day and a beginning of a whole period of execution and collaboration, that the ideas that you have jointly developed and the prototypes that you've managed to demonstrate, that they will actually work and that they will start developing or delivering the value that you hoped they would. And that you will be collectively inspiring a movement that is now here in Groningen, but is connecting a whole world of people that are thinking about new ways to do old things, but also do things that we never imagined that we were possible of doing. So I'd like to thank you for inspiring me, and I would like to express the wish that you will inspire the world. Thank you very much.
Constantijn, I have it on guard authority that you actually need to leave quite soon and head back down to the west of the country. But there is a tradition with most hackathons, and especially this one, and that's that we do the group photo moment, and we'd hate for you to miss it. So can I get the house lights on, please? Can I get Frank on the stage with his ladder? Thank you very much. If you would be also kind as to stand up and squeeze in towards stage middle as best you can. Don't worry about your chair. Nobody needs to stand on the chair. The photographer is going to be nice and high.
Not too much to the front.
Okay, no worries. We're going to do 3 shots. Okay. Frank is almost ready. The house lights are warming. House lights were warming. There we go. They're coming back. Frank, are you ready? Not yet. Yeah, that's not going to be the official one, but good luck.
If you can see Frank, you're in the picture.
Okay, if you can see Frank, you will be in the picture. If you can't quite see him, shuffle left or right just a little bit. Frank, are you ready? Okay, you got some folks on this side that need to come in just a little bit. Right-hand side. Okay, ready to go. Lights are warm. All right, I'm going to ask you. Are you good? We're running out of time. More light, please. More light. All right, we're going to go for the first run. We're going to do a test run. We're going to start on the left, and I'd love you to just all look really tired. That's it. The lights are coming. Look really tired, like you've been working all weekend. Hold that pose. Don't move. Frank, hit it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, there we go.
Good job. That was the test run. Now we're going to do it once more because I've got 2 minutes left to go. Are you ready to look happy? Not too happy. Not too happy. Yeah? Hold that pose. Don't move. Frank.
He's on his way. Now shout.
All right. Are you ready to go? Yeah. Now we're going to go for the cheer moment. Hands in the air. Go wild. Hold that pose.
And nog een keer voor de video.
And huge round of applause. Oh, one more. Whoa. He missed it. He missed it. We've got to do it again. Last time.
One more for the video.
One more for the video. What do you want? The big cheer?
Big cheer.
3, 2, 1. Sir, we promised you on time. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Microphone.
Haal ik wel even op.
Crystal, can you get that?
Haal ik wel even.
And we did that with 1 minute to spare. Good job, man. No pressure.
No.
All right. Are you ready to find out the winners? I'm sorry, is my microphone not working? Are you ready to find out the winners? Well, of course, it's not that easy, but you knew that already. Before we do that, I'd like to call a couple of people on stage, our super accelerators, some really, really cool people who have been helping out today and over the weekend. First, honorable guest, State Secretary for the Dutch Ministry of Interior and Kingdom Relations. We can make that shorter, right? Mr. Raymond Knops. Hello, sir. Please take a seat. Second up, Antonio, and I hope I say this right, Senatore, Head of Global Blockchain at the EMEA Blockchain Lab at Deloitte. Hello, sir. Thank you. can't see him. I know he's here somewhere. Vinay Gupta, he's been here the whole weekend, CEO of Materium. Wow, sir. Thank you. Please grab a seat. And of course, this party would not be complete without himself, Rutger van Zoudam. If you guys need some water, I have some for you. Hello, sir.
Hey, man.
I've got a microphone here. And as we saved 2 minutes, microphone number 2, please. As we saved a couple of minutes on the end time, I'm just going to start this end, if I may. Would you introduce yourself to our audience in about 60... Oh, you've got a headset.
We are wired, yes.
There we go.
So, yeah.
In about 60 seconds.
60 seconds. Well, great to be here at first. If you are coming to Groningen on the day in the Netherlands that it's very warm, sunny outside, and you go into this hall, this former factory, and you see so many vibrations, so many energy, then I can only say I'm happy to be here. I'm the Secretary of State for the Interior and the Kingdom Relations, and also responsible for the digital government. And that's one of the important things we also saw today here when we talked about and we saw the tracks on digital identity. And that was the reason that I came from the very south of the Netherlands to the very north of the Netherlands to be witnessing what you are doing here. And I must say, I'm impressed what I saw. I'm not going to say who was the winner, because then I'm going to crush your plans here. But I'm very happy to be here as responsible for the government, because it's so important that also the government is actively engaged in blockchain technology. And the initiative Rutger van Zuidam and his team of the Blockchaingers took to organize this, it deserves a well-deserved applause. And that's the reason that we, as the Ministry for the Interior, established a team of angry young men and women. I am proud that they are here today and they actively were engaged here in this 4-day session to work together with you on new technology. And as I said before, government should be in the front row of these new developments, not in the back seat. And I'm very proud of this team. They are not all here present today, but some of them are. And they will change definitely the role the government plays in the next years in blockchain technology. Thank you, guys.
Fabulous. Yeah. Thank you. Antonio, if you will.
So, hello everybody. I'm Antonio Senatore. I'm the Chief Technology Officer of the EMEA Blockchain Lab from Deloitte in Dublin. I'm Italian originally, so I'm not Irish, but I've been in Ireland for 11 years. Yeah, this is hot compared to Ireland, but it's nothing compared to Italy, so I have to say 20 degrees, it's not much. It's incredible to be here. I've been overwhelmed, really, by the people, the energy. I didn't expect to be so energetic, so big. I've seen great ideas. I came here expecting crazy ideas for, something extremely crazy, which I think I got, a few, actually. Ideas that could be implemented immediately in the very short term, ideas that could be implemented in 100 years maybe. But those very short-term ones are those we should be focusing on quickly to just get ourselves out there and say, you see, with blockchain we can do a lot more, we can do stuff. And I've seen also ideas that maybe can be developed without blockchain, which is still a good thing, It's a good thing to step back and say, we already have a solution for that. So, and I like that as well. I like those as well. So, very happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Vinay, please.
Sure. I'm Vinay Gupta. I led the release processes for the Ethereum blockchain launch, which a lot of you were building on. And I now run a company called Materium, which figures out how to make smart contracts into legal contracts so that we can put real assets on blockchains. What I've most noticed today is how much the dialogue has changed in the last few years. Really, this entire space has gone from theory and discussion of the far future to practice and discussion of the next 3 months. Really, only in about a year, 18 months, there's been this sudden snapping of focus from the horizon to, how do we implement our product? And that's really amazing, to see it go from theory to practice in such a short period of time, to practical prototypes, to products. This is amazing. And I'm guessing that when we come back in a year, it's going to be wall to wall with actual companies, with actual product, working on doing the next step. A very interesting evolution. So yeah, very glad to be here.
Thank you, sir. Rutger, you got to introduce us a little self on Friday, but we have guests in the room, so maybe a short version and tell us how you're feeling now we're getting towards the end.
Well, I'm pretty excited to get the prizes done, as most people are in the room. But so, yeah, we kicked it off on Friday. The energy was so good on Friday already when everybody was coming in here. Again, just like last year, all the teams were there. That's always very cool. And then to see the amount of progress made during the weekend, we had a very nice second night with a lot of teams staying, spinning some records, doing some dancing even I saw. So the vibe was just really great. It feels to be among people that are really, they like to collaborate. There are a lot of teams helping each other even, and I think that's exactly the type of culture that brings an ecosystem forward. It's of course it's a bit of competitive, but while this is so new, I think the collaborative mindset gets you much further, and also in a faster pace. And that's what I've been seeing a lot this weekend, and I'm really eager to be handing out these prizes and
Fabulous.
awards.
Speaking of prizes, shall we get on with it?
Yes, please.
Shall we get on with it? Feels like it's time. Now, you all know how this goes. You've been to hackathons before, you've been to other prize ceremonies, and you know what we're going to do. We're going to start at the bottom of the ranking, and we're going to work up, and we're going to build tension, and everybody's going to get nervous, and finally we're going to end with the winner. You would think. But this is the Blockchaingers Hackathon, and it wouldn't be the Blockchaingers Hackathon if we did it the same way that everybody else does, right? So, without further ado, if I could be so bold as to ask Raymond and Rutger to join me, and I've got a prize runner with me somewhere in the... There we go. I need 16 plus 1 plus 1 for global digital identity, which will be the first track. And what we have here, sir, is 16 frisbees. Mm-hmm. And a golden frisbee is also for you. Well, not for you, but... and Rutger, we had problems with this last year, but did you guys notice that these were actually being 3D printed during the weekend? These have actually been made here in this building. Don't drop it. And so, in a moment, we're going to call the winner. We were in the judging room, so I heard the judges call it, you called it, I heard it, but I've done this before, and we are not leaving room for an Oscars moment. So, can we confirm that is the name that we discussed?
Yes.
All right. Roger, I think it's time that we find out who the winner is. The #1 winner for global digital identity is... Chain!
Come on to the stage.
Come to the stage. Where are they? They're there.
This is for them, eh?
All of them. Oh. I'll explain it as we go.
Okay.
Oh, can you stand behind these guys for me?
Congratulations. Congratulations.
I like your shirt.
Hey.
Good job, good job, good job. Keep coming. Wow, what a big team. Hello.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Hi. We have to have the obligatory photo moment, so please bundle up. Photographer is ready. I will get out of the shots. Keep in mind our super accelerators in the back. There we go. 3, 2, 1, smile. Woohoo!
Yeah! Woo!
Yeah! All right, so what you guys have got here is 16 frisbees. Rutger, tell us what those frisbees are worth.
The green ones
Yes.
are worth 250 each.
250 euros each times 16 equals? Rutger, tell them.
Oh, you got me in a moment there.
And a golden frisbee for being the track winner, which is worth
5,000.
an extra 5,000 euros.
Congratulations.
But most importantly, because of course money, that's easy, you win the Blockchaingers Hackathon Award. Who is the team captain? Perhaps you will expect that one.
Congratulations again. And hereby I present to you this 3D printed award, Blockchaingers Hackathon 2018 here in Groningen. And you had a very good proposal, a nice project. I was in the judge room and I saw how difficult it was to decide which project is best. And I can assure you I visited most of them in the few hours I was here. And I was impressed by all the implications of the projects which have been created in only 4 days here in this former factory. But your project, and that's important to me as a representative from the government, has a lot of societal impact. It can be executed quite rapidly. So the technique is very well developed. It affects people and their health. And therefore, this is a very good example of the results you can have in such a hackathon. So the jury, the judges, they were unanimously in saying that you had the best proposal, the best project, and I would be happy to help you in the near future to enroll this concrete project towards to become practical and in the benefit of all the people. And despite that there is only one winner, I would also use this podium to thank all the other teams who have created their plans in the global identity track. And I should say this is a very warm applause for them.
Okay. But team, demo time. So if you, in front of this white line, sort of stand up here, because you're going to get a moment to talk about your thing. Who's going to do that? They're all pointing to you. There we go. There's a mic. Please come forward of the white line. This side, to me. Come to me. Stop. And a bit more, a little bit more. There's a white line on the floor. Keep coming. Yeah, and you. Yeah, fabulous. We're going to put some slides up on the screen. You created these slides. We verified your code and all that related stuff. So I'm going to give you about 3 minutes to tell the audience what it was that you built that has impressed this jury so much.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Going to make you feel comfortable on the stage? I think you should.
These are yours. I give it to you.
Thank you. So this first slide is trying to explain actually the problem that we're trying to solve, which is the most important story. Because if you don't know what you're solving, who you're solving it for, you can never create a great solution. So the problem we wanted to tackle is actually counterfeited medicine that are being put back into the distribution channel, especially in lower and middle income countries. In our example, we took the example of Nigeria. This is a problem that is not just costing a lot of money, but is actually impacting patients' lives, general health, etc. So we created a solution, obviously using blockchain technology, creating an unbreakable chain of events. So we're logging every single handover in that distribution process as a transaction on the blockchain. So that at the end of the chain, or even halfway through the chain, we have established provenance, which means that we can confirm the authenticity of a single box of medicine, an entire batch of medicine, etc. For our demo purposes, we even took along some hardware, which is not very expensive and can be easily implemented also in rural Africa, where they might not have a lot of equipment, that allows us to track a box of medicine from warehouse to warehouse, from truck to truck. These little Raspberry Pis you see here, they have NFC scanners, so they can scan the boxes. They secure all the data, they create a hash already, so everything that leaves these Raspberry Pis and goes towards the blockchain is already encrypted. So we thought about security as well. And on top of that, we created 2 applications. One that allows you to investigate the entire supply chain. So you can see where a box has been, there's a little map there, all the events that are logged. But we also created a smartphone application for a doctor, so that at the moment that he wants to hand out a box of medicine to a patient, he can easily scan it, and he immediately gets confirmation on his phone whether this is a legitimate box or whether it's not. And that way he can, with a conscious heart, give the medicine to his patient.
Wow. Wow, I don't even know where to start with that, so I won't. Antonio, do you have some comments perhaps for what you've seen and heard here and your broad experience?
The project is doable. It is something, this sort of supply chain, it is really something that the industry wants to solve. A few tips for you guys on the execution and on the sustainability of the network. Start thinking about how to engage with the supplier, how to incentivize them to participate, token economy, those things. How do you get the network to grow? Because suppliers is not like a supplier doesn't serve one company. A supplier serves 5,000. Why should I join you? Why should I join that network? So think about that for the future. But you can for sure go live with an MVP in the next few months with a bunch of selected suppliers and some drug scheme. That is my tip for you.
And perhaps there is something that you know, or a contact, or something that you think, you know what, maybe I can help these guys out. Is there anything that sprung to mind?
There are a few drugs companies, pharmaceutical, that are looking at this type of solution. So definitely a discussion.
So definitely hook up with Antonio before
we'll talk
he
later.
leaves. Fabulous. Yep. Thank you, sir. Vinay.
Well, I mean, it starts with the pharmaceutical supply chain, right? And then it expands into everything else, right? I mean, it's very much a question of establishing a single vertical market where these things work. And then you look at all of the other safety critical things which need to be moved around the world from one place to another. So I think it'll be very interesting to see, you know, as you begin to spread through the pharma industry, where else do you go from there? Is it avionics? Is it supply chains for electronic parts? There are lots of other challenges that are just as safety critical, but exist inside of, say, manufacturing industry. And once you have a generic solution, you know, I think that lateral scaling, because this is how we get to a global standard for handling physical goods and making sure that things arrive in the same condition that they were manufactured in. And that's important everywhere. So, yeah.
So you came here thinking to solve a problem predominantly around medicine, and the advice you're getting already is go bigger, 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 bigger.
Go for world domination.
Well, that sounds like pretty good advice, right?
Global standard.
Yeah,
right?
Global standard.
Go big or go home, global standard. Vinay, anything that you think of or could help these guys?
We ought to talk about tamper-resistant packaging. I have a friend who has a company, Materialytics, that does laser analysis of samples of materials that can do things like place diamonds to within a few hundred meters of where they were mined. Wow. And it's cheap. It's a few $100s of hardware and very quick testing. So those kind of technologies might solve the problem of how you make sure that the drugs that arrive are exactly what went in the first place. Early stage technology, but you know, we need to find better ways of making sure the stuff isn't stripped out of its packaging and replaced with duds. And if you could crack that problem even at a statistical basis, that opens up whole new vistas of opportunity.
So actually their first task is to make sure they can track you down to get access to those people. Fabulous, thank you so much. Rutger, you've got a minute if you want to add something. Well, that would be fabulous.
That won't be hard tracking down, because in 2 days I will fly to London to Vinay's conference and really discuss the results of the hackathon. So I will definitely perhaps take one of you guys with me to see if we can get that demo working there.
Fabulous. Okay. Yeah, book your flight tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask you guys to go off that side of the stage, and you're going to go directly for an interview whilst you're still excited. Wow, what a Did we set the bar high on the first one, or what? I can only go left from here. Raymond, I've got a little note here that says you need to leave between now and the end of the next one. So would it be okay if we give you a huge thank you now and let you off the stage, which gives you the time to leave in your own comfort?
Yes, but not without saying that I'm looking forward to the next session, because I got really inspired by what I saw here, and I saw a lot of other projects which are not named as a winner, but are very valuable to continue on. And I would like to do my best from my position to help these projects where I can help. So I'm happy to do so.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you for being here.
Bye.
Great. Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's got to, go and finish running the country and stuff. It's, a hectic schedule. Okay, shall we get right into the next one, which is going to be Future of Pensions. Where are you all sitting? Oh. Okay, as you can see, we have one chair empty now, which means I would like to call Gerard van Olfen to the stage. Here he is. Hello, sir. I'm going to give you a microphone. Yeah, we can do the handshake as well. Hi, welcome. Microphone number 2 should be working for you. It says here you are the CEO of APG.
Yeah, that's right.
That's quite relevant to the future of pensions, I think.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
How was your afternoon so far?
So far it's been great. Actually this is, for me it's a little bit of a trip down memory lane. I used to study here in Groningen and used to live a kilometer down the street when there was still producing sugar here, and it was quite a different smell, I can tell you.
That I can imagine.
In these days.
Now it smells of beer.
Beer and sweat, and then it's really sugar.
I'm sorry about that. No, welcome back. Welcome back to Groningen. We're going to get right on into it because we don't have any time to spare. So I'm going to ask you to come and join me along with Rutger. Where is, I'm guessing it is this pile. And actually, this is your money, so I'm going to give you those. Shall I hold your mic for the time being?
Yeah, that would be great.
And Rutger, you can take the award. Roger's going to cue up some music. And we did agree, or rather you did agree, that this is the winning team. One word.
Yep.
Fabulous. Are you ready? Roger? And the winner is...
Big Changers.
FHICTCHAINGERS! Come on down. Ooh. You should see the look on these faces. Thank you, guys. Can you stand behind them for the photo?
Congrats.
Welcome. Stand behind these guys for the photo. Behind them, in the middle row.
Guys.
All right, let's get the photo moment over and done with. So you guys squeeze in a bit. You're not listening to me. Squeeze in a bit. You want to look happy. Maybe we can get some frisbees on the photo as well.
Yeah, get the frisbees.
I'm going to take a step back. You don't need my face in here. Woohoo! Yeah. Now you need your microphone back, of course. I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong side of the stage. So Gerard, tell us, what did you see? What have you heard?
Well, actually, there were a lot of great ideas, but actually for the jury there was a clear winner. And that was you. With all due respect for the numbers 2 and 3, 4 and 5, there were a lot of oppositions and pitches in the track. But pensions is relevant, but at the same time it's boring. And how do you create something, and it's a real issue for the industry, for something which is important on the long term. How do you engage people today? And that is a core issue to get people involved. And I think you had great ideas and real things coming to life to help us work, and everybody work on the thought, on the idea. So great work.
Fabulous. I'll take the mic if you want to take a seat for a moment. Who is going to be your team spokesperson for what you've built this weekend? Fabulous. I'm going to ask you to stand just there, just in the light. And I'm actually going to ask you guys to shuffle back a little bit because so sorry, I missed you guys and we completely blocked you out. So just this way a little bit. Fabulous. 3 minutes or so, tell us, what did you build?
Well, first of all, there's a big problem. Most people don't believe in pensions. They don't believe that when you invest €1 now, it'll be worth something later. So to tackle that problem, we've made a really simple solution. We wanted to use micropayments to show that if you invest €1 now, I'm 25 years old, that in 40 years, it'll be worth 14 euros. So that's based on the last 20 years of APG's return on investment. And that shocked me. I mean, €1 to 14, that's a lot. So where do you get small amounts and where can you show people that what their return on investment is? And here in the Netherlands, I'm not sure if everyone knows it, you pay a deposit when you buy a big plastic bottle. You pay 25 cents and you get it back when you bring it back to a machine. You get a receipt and you get the discount on your groceries. But what if instead the machine would give you a ticket and it would state, we can give you €1 now, or we can give you 14 in 40 years. And with blockchain, it's really easy to scan the ticket and then get it into your account. And then, obviously, since it's a blockchain hackathon, what is the use of blockchain? Well, APG pays a lot of money to prove that the money they claim they have is actually there. So with the blockchain technology, we can show the Dutch bank or the supermarkets that the money we claim is there, and the consumers, that the money we claim is there is actually there. So for now, the first step is creating awareness and showing that if you invest €1 now, it'll be worth more in the future. So start saving, y'all.
We're going to go back the other way across the accelerators this time. Rutger.
Well, I wouldn't be commenting a lot, but I do think that it's a really cool thing that you can basically incentivize anything to put that on savings for later and make use of whatever you want in a small bit and put that in your pensions account. So I think that's quite awesome. It can be very broadly applied in an international scheme, and I think that's also where the blockchain really gets its lift.
Fabulous. Vinay.
I mean, getting people to save is hard, right? There's been lots of research, lots of sociological, academic, psychological research, and at the end of the day, it's very hard to motivate people because thinking 30 years ahead is difficult. But if you make a small decision now, and then over decades, the money just goes into the pot and goes into the pot and goes into the pot and goes into the pot, people will establish a habit that the machines will perform for them. And I think that's a very nice approach to these kind of things where, you just automate the best practice, and then the most convenient, lazy thing to do is for the machine to handle it rather than you constantly getting handfuls of change, and it just over time changes people's lives. Very elegant.
And what should this team watch out for, do you think?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of pressure on the pension system from the future. Longer lives, automation, we don't really know how it's going to work. So the question is, as time passes, what other kinds of savings can be facilitated? Right? What other ways can you protect the pension system? What other ways can you get people to think about their long-term future and take the right actions now in order to change the outcomes later?
Fabulous. Antonio?
Yeah, no, I usually judge for doability, technical doability, which is doable. Ability, I mean, how easy is for the network to form itself and to actually for organizations to participate to say, yeah, for each receipt, you're going to put 5 cents there. And that is a very good cause, and it has a clear outcome. So it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world, but they will be willing to participate, in my opinion. And the second thing is that it can work, because all the financial planners are saying, when you're in your 20s or your 30s, save €5 a day and you can retire with that amount pretty much. That's what basically you can do here in a way that you don't even realize you're doing. Incentivize good behavior. It's always a good thing, so fair play to you.
And perhaps if I can steal your mic, one last remark from Gerard.
Yes, well, I already mentioned this. For my generation and for the older generation, pensions was something that was there. But more and more responsibility for that is shifting towards yourself, towards the consumers. And in the end, you don't want to bother with it because it's 30, 40 years from now. Who cares? But at the same time, we believe it's important that one way or the other, at a very low threshold, people get involved. And I think that is what your idea is about. And we believe it will be a great opportunity to work with you Not only because you get the prizes and the money now, but also to further have discussions with you and invite you to the campus in Heerlen, where we work with the University of Maastricht and with the government and with a lot of startup companies to accelerate ideas in this community of blockchain startups and companies. And we'd be happy to invite you and work with you and discuss with you how do we bring this one step further together with you. You're a great inspiration. Thank you for that.
Thanks. Wow, what a great offer. Thank you so much. I'm going to ask you guys to head that way. Thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure. And you guys are going to keep walking straight ahead, no, that way, because you're going to go for your interview straight away. Rutger's just going to get some beverages because it is blazing hot up here.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'll get the next slides ready. We're heading now into the track for health. Where are you located? Okay. Thank you. I'm going to invite two guests on stage now, which means I don't have any bar stools enough, so Rutger is going to stand with me. I'm okay for now, thank you. The first one is the CFO from the University Medical Center here in Groningen, Henk Snapper. Hello, sir, welcome. I'll get you a microphone in a second. And the second is CIO from the Ministry of Health, Ron Roosendaal. Hello, sir. Thank you so much. Please grab a seat. Hey. I'm going to give you microphone number 1, and I'm going to give you microphone number 2. Perhaps you could give yourself a quick intro.
Yes.
Oh.
It isn't working, is it now?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Ron Roosendaal, Director of Information Policy and CIO of the Dutch Ministry of Health. Very pleased to be here. With a lot of doctors in the teams I saw, and patients in the room too. Jacob's here. Give him a round of applause. ICT and e-health are changing healthcare. It's bringing the hospital to the home and to the phone, and it's making us all CEO of our own health. And for that, we need trust, and we need data to flow. The blockchain can help giving us all trust in sharing our data, like Jacob did when he got ill, and put his data on the internet to help him get better. And it will help flow data around to improve healthcare.
Fabulous, thank you so much for being here. Henk, hi.
Hi, my name is Henk Snapper, and as the UMCG, we have a lot of problems nowadays with healthcare and research, and we think blockchain can help us. And I'm very surprised about the solution we saw here, and that's also the reason that we have one prize, but we have also an accelerator program, and we will invite after the blockchain hackathon 4 of our teams to come in our accelerator program, and we will try to help them to bring the solutions to real practice.
Wow. Rutger, on Friday you made a speech where you said anything can happen, and what comes next is beyond our control. It's up to these guys. They're making it happen already. Thank you so much. Shall we get right down to business? Now, we got 2 of you, so that's easy, because that means I can split the frisbees. We have...
Can I say just a word?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to get out of your way.
He'll be giving away the frisbees. I will be handing out pink socks. And for those of you who don't know, Google pink socks. It's one person who started a lone nut, who started a movement. Tens of thousands of socks were worn by people around the world to make healthcare better. All members of the winning team will get pink socks.
Fabulous. What a great thing.
There you go.
Please come and join me, sir. I know I'm going to drop one of these in a minute. No, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Okay, gentlemen, if I could just bring you to the front. This is the team we talked about. Yeah, it is. Fabulous. And the winner is... Roger. And the winner is... CONSENSE! Come on down. Come on down, come and join us. Go right ahead, get your handshakes. Pink socks, keep walking. That's fine, that's all good. Box.
I don't like
Are you filming this live? Good job, man. In 360, so you can say hi, Mom, from any angle. Fabulous.
Well done, guys.
All right.
Well done, guys. That was good. That was good.
Very good. Very good.
All right, let's assemble for the group photo. The photo's not so much for us, it's more for the team to remember how they were feeling at this moment. So, ladies, gentlemen, eyes front. Eyes front, a happy smile for the camera.
Woo! Yeah! Can we take one more? Wait. Here we go, guys. 3, 1. Whoa! Yes!
There you go. Always bringing their own gadgets. Now, this is always interesting because there's the two track accelerators here. Who wants to go first?
The case that you solved is the Lifelines case. It's a big cohort study of more than 160,000 people. We make it very small. And what you did is you make a marketplace to find researchers and participants. And what you achieved is that informed consent is really working on the blockchain, and it's also GDPR proof. And you're a big team, and you have a big and a good plan for the future, and that's why you are the winners.
And to add just a short notice to that, by doing this, you accelerate the time between generating data and using it for research. And, well, Jacob's here. You actually save lives by doing so. Congratulations.
Fabulous. Can I borrow your microphone for a second? Jacob, you've been mentioned a couple of times already on stage, but we do have a lot of guests in the room, so I'm going to hand you a mic briefly. Can you give us a bit of an explanation of why you're with us today?
Yeah, when I came to lie down 3 years ago, I wanted to ask for help. And so I put my complete medical record online because I was looking for help. I'm here now, eventually I got back, and I'm here now because there are quite a few people like me who are also lying down, also need help, and they very much would like to be in contact with researchers and other people to help them. However, they want to remain in their own control, and they want to have to control who accesses their data. Also when I give them my data, or they give them their data, we want to make sure that they actually use it in the way that they promised. And if they don't, we use blockchain with solutions like this. We use blockchain to prove that they once promised that they should do it in this way, and if they don't, I have a stick. I have a stick I can hit them with. Yes? So blockchain is a very good thing. Yes, that's my stick. I'll hit them.
Yeah, not a USB stick. Fabulous, thank you, sir. Who from the team is going to present your demo? Everyone's pointing to you. They're pointing to you. Whichever way I do this, these teams are so big, we're running out of space. So, can you, yeah, that would be the way to do it. Now everybody's happy. Thank you so much. Take it away.
So what we aim to do is that we found a big problem, that there is a gap between the research community and the participants. So we saw that there's a lack of control, so probably most of you don't know where your health data is and what is it used for. But also there's a problem from the researcher perspective, that they do not always are able to find the right participants for this study. So what we came up with is to actually create a matchmaking platform in which you could specify what type of preferences you have for sharing your data, and then the researcher would make a request for these data, and then the exchange would be able to be made without disclosing the personal information. And there is where blockchain comes, that after this has happened, you can sign a consent, and this consent, this proof of consent actually would be added into the blockchain. So you will have a timestamp proof and auditability of the whole process. And you as individuals will be able to see where is my data, but also for institutions like CCMO or other regulatory bodies, they could see that the practices of research have been done in the right way.
Fabulous, thank you so much. And again, you can wait there a second. And again, as all of the teams know, all of the teams have been writing this code this weekend. They've been uploading it into a server. The code is being checked for all sorts of cool stuff. So we actually know this looks like a pretty PowerPoint. It's not. This is a real live working demo from this weekend. Vinay, do you have some comments perhaps?
Well, so these kind of information markets, basically have the potential to liberate enormous amounts of sleeping data. My father was a medical researcher, and it all basically comes down to, do you have enough data to make a case for research funding? Can you assemble enough cases that give you an indication that something is worth doing to attract the funding to go out there and actually do the studies? So anything that facilitates that process and has the potential to do things like, in the future, evidence handling. Once you can begin to build in more of the research chain into these kind of blockchain technologies, it seems like it's kind of sort of how science should always have worked, right? The ability to register, the consent, the ability to register the results of tests, the ability to store essentially patient record data. You're kind of at the beginning of this long path, at the end of which you've got automation of the bureaucracy of science. And this is a very powerful concept.
Fabulous, thank you. Antonio.
You definitely solve a problem. I mean, it's giving consent and sharing that consent, will make research a lot faster and better, will make the world better, as simple as that. Because we need research, and it's very much needed. It is doable. I'm always the technology guy as well. Now, I put that hat on. Be careful what you put on blockchain, what you put outside, how do you want to architect this entire thing. Privacy, confidentiality, GDPR, take into account those things when you continue architecting your solution whenever you want to bring it to the next phase, okay? Be very mindful about that.
Thank you. Rutger.
So I was really excited to hear about the idea, even when the challenge was brought up by UMCG and together with the Ministry of Welfare, Healthcare. Because in Groningen we have this research program which runs in Groningen. It is with 160,000 people or so. It's over 30 years long. But imagine if you could do that worldwide and build on top of that, where anyone in the world could contribute data and anyone in the world can actually propose to do research with that. I mean, that's really taking something that has originated here and taking that into a global idea, and that's incredibly inspiring, but also it has a lot of potential, so that's very cool.
And Henk, how feasible is that? Can we get to that soon?
I think in the long term it will happen. And with the ideas of this team, you can accelerate that process. So we believe that it will happen.
Great, exciting stuff. Thank you so much. Do you have a last word? Nope, we're all good?
Yep.
Team, well done, that's amazing. And keep walking. Thank you, sir.
Down there.
Thank you, sir, as well. No stealing extra frisbees.
No extra socks?
No, see our man from the ministry for the socks. All right, we're going to keep rolling this because we got so much more to get through. That was health, so it sounds like it's time for energy transition. Where are they? That's you guys here, fabulous. Two guests for this one. The first, and I guess I should go in order of ladies first. Where is Petra Smeets? Woo! There we go. Hi, welcome. We're going to give you a microphone as well. It says here you are the CIO of the Gas Unie, the Gas Union of the Netherlands. And the next one is Erik Sugis, who is also there, fabulous. And I see here Vice President of Customers Business to Business for Nuon Vattenfall.
Yes, that's correct.
I love my researchers, they do a great job. Perhaps you could take a moment to introduce yourself to the audience?
Yes, hello, my name is Petra Smeets. I'm CIO of Gasunie in the Netherlands, so responsible for ICT within our company. And I'm very happy to be here. I was here last year in the big building, was the first time for me because I just entered into my new job at that moment. And by then I was very inspired by the buzz that went around the room. And I came back in the office and I said, well, next year, guys, we're going to send a team because we want to learn from this experience, because for Gazini, innovation is very important in reaching our goals towards energy transition. And for innovation, you need knowledge, and also you need to build ecosystems with other parties. And this is an event in which you can do that. So therefore, we are here.
Fabulous, thank you so much. Erik.
Yes, as you already said, I'm heading the B2B organization here in the Netherlands, so responsible for all our business customers. And maybe it's also good to mention that I'm part of the management team of our customer division in Vattenfall, which is an energy company active in northwestern Europe. So we serve customers in Scandinavia, Germany, Netherlands, France, and the UK. So in that respect, when we talk about, I'm also an accelerator, so we are running an acceleration program in our company. So also for the teams here available, so there is an acceleration program in Vattenfall available.
Wow, great, thank you so much. Yep, give them a round of applause. Shall we get straight down to business this time? Shall we figure out who the winner is? Okay, come on up. I will split these, if I may. Who wants the golden one? Who wants the...
Yeah, the accelerator.
There we go. Those ones are few. Rutger, you're going to grab the award. And just to double check, this was the team that came in the final place.
It is. That's correct.
Ah, that's interesting.
Yep.
Roger, cue the music because the winner is... BENCOM! Come on down. Don't worry, we have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Now they have an honorary team member. What a surprise. Good job, guys. Guys. More guys. More guys. Is this an all-male team? Sort of. Hang on.
What's this one?
It's okay, he didn't hear it.
I didn't know you were a football team.
You guys went too far. We're going to do the photo moment first. So come back in here, smile that way, try to look pretty. It's a big group, I know. Antonio, maybe you got to stick your head up a little bit. There we go. Tall Dutch guys, huh? Yay! Woo! And it's funny to compare how happy they look now compared to when we took their group photo earlier where it was all mean and we're going to win, and now they're happy about it. Peter, Erik, what can we say? Why this team?
Yeah, maybe a few words to say about the team. Of course, all the teams that we were judging today had very interesting and very challenging perspectives and did a great job. At the end of the day, one should be the winner. And why is BENCOM in this case, for us, the winner? They have developed a solution that they will explain later, but for us it's really important that they create an atmosphere of basically seamless switching for the energy sector, predominantly, but also directly applicable, easily scalable internationally. So the impact can be very big. And why is it also important from an energy company perspective? Because it makes life much easier for our customers. And with that, we expect that our customers will be much more happy with all the energy suppliers and also much more positive about how the energy market is functioning. So congratulations.
Please.
Maybe I can add one other thing that struck us in your proposal is that it can also be used in other sectors. So you can transfer it to other sectors wherever you like, and also abroad, not only in the Netherlands. It will work everywhere. So it's also building upon an ecosystem. So that was also very nice.
Fabulous. Great comments, thank you so much. Can I steal your microphone? Fabulous, please take a seat. It looks like it's going to be you. You guys are already squatting down, so that's perfect. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to take the audience through what you built this weekend.
Okay. Well, what we did is trying to give all the parties involved insight in the contract status during a switch. And we specifically focused on when you're moving as a customer. This is actually the first step of it. When you switch contract, in Europe usually online, then there's always a 2-week waiting period. The supplier knows it immediately because they get a message like, hey, this customer wants energy from you. The operator doesn't immediately know it. And then there's a possibility that if you're moving, you get to your new house, you see a letter laying down on the floor, like, hey, we're going to cut your power off because we see that there's no energy supplier on this address. So we wanted to give insight in all parties, including consumers, so he can see where the steps is. So we made a track and trace system where you can see which platform is doing what for you currently. And that's why you always know where the supply chain is. And that's why it's also scalable to other platforms, other telecom, etc. You can use this for any idea. And you help actually everybody in the chain. Because the consumer doesn't get annoyed with paperwork, questions, calling companies like, hey, what's my status? And usually the companies don't know the status from each other, so they can't answer you, so you go from company to company. And the companies spend a lot of money by helping the customer again, and that's how we want to simplify this whole process. This is already the third screenshot. If you get declined, you also immediately know why you got declined, what the reason is, and you can follow up on that. This is when you are happy. Then we also added, as a tip, maybe if you switch to an energy comparison site like ours, that you get a flower sent home to your house, like, hey, successfully transferred. So that's what we did.
Fabulous, thank you so much. Some comments from our super accelerators, perhaps, Vinay, Antonio?
Yeah, I mean, seamless switching is something that we will need everywhere, as already said, not only in the energy sector. So it's doable. It's something very quick. It is something startups and corporates have been trying to solve for many years. I've seen plenty of startups before the blockchain era saying, I got the solution for you. You 3 guys, give me all your data and I will switch for you. That was pretty much. Here, they didn't have blockchain. They didn't have the idea of distributed ledger, of digital identity, all those things that we have. So maybe now is the right moment. Maybe now we can really solve this problem finally.
Yeah, I mean, this... Sure. You are right. I mean, that problem has been there for, 6 decades after we started computerizing billing for things, and we still have the same problem. And I mean, this is one of those kind of dumb little irritations, right, of which life is filled, right? We get interactions with bureaucracy that don't work. And once you figure out a way of mashing that dumb little irritation, you get a small improvement in a fundamental process of life, which is moving house, that would be used by, 25, 50 million people a year in Europe. Not bad.
Not bad.
You take one splinter out, and presumably, I always talk about this, right? But once you get that one solved, the world is filled with other switching problems. Mobile phone number portability. Could you do that one for me? I really want that one. Fix that one too. I think it would be great.
Fabulous. And last but not least, Rutger.
Yeah, I just want to point out that I think it's really cool that a company that has been in a kind of industry for years already, starting not from the enterprise or the corporate point of view, but from the internet company point of view, and basically bringing in their knowledge, not only from the internet and blockchain in this case, but also from within that domain, and bring it together with the corporates to co-create a product that eventually makes a lot of sense for consumers. So that's the type of innovation that is really kick-ass, I think.
Kick-ass, love it. I just got a whisper on my ear, Petra, you said you also have a comment to add?
Yeah, actually I have 3 comments to add, I said. I will make it very briefly. First is what struck me in the energy track is that was the only track who had one team only with females. And I would like to mention that because when I entered the IT business, I would say, I found out that ladies are still not, there are not very much ladies in there.
Merged together, yeah, good
so,
one.
I think it's very good to mention that there was one lady team named Pepita, who also did very well.
Fabulous, where are they? I can't. All the way in the back, hiding. Yeah, see, that's part of the challenge. Okay,
Yeah.
well done.
Okay. Second is that we already had made a good applause for Rutger and his team who organized this event, which is really, really good. But we haven't made an applause for all the Jedis who also spent the whole weekend not in the sun outside,
Not
but
in the
here
sun.
inside to help all those teams. So I think it is worthwhile to give them a big, big applause.
For all the Jedi in house. Yeah.
And last but not least, in Dutch they say a butcher can't examine his own meat. So we also had a team, but we were out of competition, of course, because I was one of the judges. But I'm very, very proud on our team, Less is More, the Gasuni team. And I heard already that they had contacted the BEN.com team. So I think we can go together.
Awesome. Fabulous. Thank you so much. Don't forget your frisbees. Also the frisbees from you. No, I'll take the mic. That's easy. Yeah, no. Peter, thank you so much for coming back again. Hey, good job, man.
Cheers, guys. Well done.
Thanks.
People.
Good job.
It was a big team. You guys.
And you. And another one. Well done. Congratulations. Thank you. Wow. How are you guys holding up here?
I'm good.
We got enough water for you?
Yeah, I made it.
All right. So that was energy, which means we're going to get right down to business again with public safety and security. I guess it figures that they are the unruly ones in the room, that usually goes. And to support this, I would like to call to the stage Theo van der Plas, the Director of Digitalization and Cybercrime from the Dutch National Police. Welcome, sir. Why do I feel nervous all of a sudden?
I don't know. It depends on what you've done.
I haven't done it yet, so it's okay, but cybercrime.
Give it a try.
I'll give you this microphone.
Thank you.
Should be working already. Could you take a moment to introduce yourself to our audience, please?
Yeah, you also mentioned my name. I'm doing my job in the Dutch police, Dutch National Police. I'm trying to stimulate the transformation of the Dutch police towards digitalization and cybercrime, combating it, of course. And it's quite a job with 62,000 police officers, but we're doing well. And we still need some good personnel, so why don't you join?
So any of these ethical hackers are welcome to come and join.
Afterwards, please be with me.
He's the easiest one to find in the room, so
I'll be around.
no problem there. Theo, shall we just get straight into figuring out who the winning team is and then into the interesting stuff? Okay. Rutger wants this one. I'm going to give you this whole stack with the golden shiny one on top. We've probably just completely screwed up the camera lens, but never mind that. And just to be certain, this is the team that
should be it.
Is winning. All right. Roger, cue some music because the winning team is Cell Block 42!
Where are they?
There they are.
Do I see smoke in the back?
Yeah, the smoke was hiding it. Yep, coming down. Take your time. It's all right. We're not on a tight schedule or anything. Shall I take that microphone from you? Does that make it easier? There we go. All right. Is this the coolest hat in the building? I don't know. I didn't see many hats this weekend, so maybe it is. There we go. I'll give you that one back, but I'll take those from you because that might make it a little bit easier. So, Theo, tell us, what did you see about this team and what they were building?
Well, they're doing a great job. We had some other teams as well, but this team made a solution towards the dealing, not the dealing, but the handling. Just one. That's great. Legalizing weed is such a tremendous job for us in the Netherlands, but now they have found a solution towards legalizing it and handling it on a legal way using blockchain. And what we saw is that they found a solution towards the buyers, the sellers, and the role of the government in a very transparent way. And I think this will be a solution towards reducing organized crime, which is of course tremendous, towards this specific theme. So I think it was very practical, operational, and I think in next future it would be very easy to get involved. Thank you very much.
Fabulous, thank you so much. I just got a quiet whisper in my ear that I forgot to point out that Frank is down there with a camera, so I'm going to throw these frisbees at you guys. And now would be a good time to smile at the camera, look happy. Theo, you're welcome to join them there. And 3, 2, 1, cheese. Please take a seat, thanks. Who from your team is going to talk us through what you built? I'm going to ask you guys to just stand on the edge there a little bit. Thank you.
All right. Okay.
3 minutes, go.
Okay. So I don't know if you've been in Groningen in some coffee shop where we sell weed. In the Netherlands, buying weed is possible, but the back door, the growing of weed, is still illegal. And some countries in the world are now legalizing weed, and we try to build the whole thing on the blockchain, from growing weed to selling weed to buying weed. So you can have full provenance, and as a customer, just use an app, scan the bag, the weed bag. I have one here with a... So the bag of weed, a grower can... This is Oregano, which is our project. But so a grower can put it in a tamper-proof bag, put it on the blockchain, all the way through the coffee shop where they can sell this bag to you. And the customer, the buyer, can check the bag and see, might be an organic farmer from Friesen or whatever part of the country, a very legal business, doing a good job. Knowing also what type of weed you're buying, because when you buy weed on the street, or nowadays in a coffee shop, you don't really know what you get. So quality can be measured, and a lot of things can be arranged and enforced through the smart contract. The government has, of course, a way of checking the whole blockchain, and also we've worked on, and that was the most difficult part, the identity management. Because as a customer, you're supposed to be 18 plus, so over 18, but we wanted the users, the end users, to be anonymous on the blockchain. But then there was the police who said, sometimes we want to know who it is. So that's where we really worked on. There's still some work to do, but in the Netherlands we can start experimenting this in the next year, and maybe in some other countries in the world too. So thank you.
Fabulous. Join your team. You can hold the mic, it's fine. Join your team for a second. Okay, so on the one hand, yes, obviously hilarious, police, weed, but this is a serious topic, right? I mean, we're seeing all over the world. I lived in California for some time. You know, this for some people is medicine, and if we can figure out how to treat it as such, could be game-changing for people. Vinay, do you have comments from your world perspective?
Well, I mean, here we have the pharmaceutical supply chain issue again in a different form, right? I mean, it's a very, very simple use case that's incredibly important to an enormous number of people's lives. The difference is that you then also have a different legislative and regulatory framework around this from, for example, standard pharmaceuticals. You know, the border control issues are very different, the import-export licensing are very different. But you are part of a global revolution in how these kinds of things are handled. And the better the provenance of the tracking is, the easier it will be for other countries to accept medical use, and the more you can grow an export industry from the Netherlands, where you're already quite good at this. So, seems sensible.
It is.
Antonio, from your perspective?
I mean, the key thing is, here again, it's trust. So I'm trying to understand, I'm trying to think further, how can trust, in this case, enable other governments, like both the governments I deal with, Italian and Irish government, to actually go a step further towards legalization, because trust in this space is a big thing. Could a clear, trustworthy supply chain actually enable governments to say, you know what, we see the supply chain, I think we are ready to start thinking about legalizing it, because at least my home country is far away from doing that yet. And I think trust is probably the main problem there. Where is it coming from?
Fabulous. Rutger, last comment?
Yeah, sure. I think when it comes to cannabis, there are a couple of things that are very important. One of them is making sure that the development of cannabis is getting more safety in how people use it, actually explore the medicinal usage of it better, but also this is part of a way towards decriminalization of this, and I think that's also a very important step that can be made. So therefore, I'm very happy that yeah, we can do this, dude.
Oh no, you did not. Team Soblock 42, thank you so much. You're going to head this way, and you are going to keep walking to the people at the back for your Theo. Thank you so much. Did you have a last comment to add before they walk away?
No, I finally hope we have a fantastic wheat export project where we can be proud of it instead of criminality in the Netherlands and export it to the other side of the world. Thank you.
It's a great thing about the Dutch culture. Thank you so much. Yep, we can do that too. Great, thanks. All right, by my count, we should be down to 2, which means that we are now looking for the track teams for Digital Nations Infrastructure. Where are you? Asleep by the sound of it. Okay. I got a last-minute change of details here, so I'm hoping I've got this right. From the Dutch Chamber of Commerce, I would like to welcome Ben Schuttenbelt. Is that correct? Yes. Thank you, sir. Please grab this mic. And from the Kadaster, Dutch Land Registry, I guess that would translate to, I am looking for Mr. Bert Beentjes. There he is. Thank you so much. Would you be so kind as to introduce yourself to the audience?
Ja, Ben Schuttenbelt, Chamber of Commerce, KVK, Manager Operations of the Innovation Lab.
Oh, that was short and sweet. Sorry, I was expecting...
Bert Beentjes from the Dutch Kadaster, and it's a lot of fun being here and a lot of fun seeing all these teams working on these great ideas and improving them over time. I've been here on Friday and I was here today, and I'm amazed at how much has been done in 2 days. Only 2 days, I must say.
Yeah, it's quite powerful stuff, huh? Yeah. Be careful, you might get addicted. You know, not referring to the previous team. Anyway, let's get straight down to business and grab some awards and frisbees and stuff. I don't know which way around to split these, so I'm just going to make it easy and give you that one and you those ones. And Rutger's already got the awards, so just to double check. That is the team.
Yep.
Aha, the team. In which case, let's go straight for it. Roger, hit the music, because the winning team is... The Ledger! I must say, what a fancy set of sweaters they got made. There we go. Keep coming, keep coming. Good job. Turn around, face the camera, get ready for the photo shot. Well done, well done. Not too far. It's not a wide-angle lens. Face forward for the camera. There we go.
There you go, guys.
Woo! All right, who wants to start? And maybe you guys could shift just a little over to the side for us. Ben, do you want to kick off?
No, Bert.
Bert, he's going to kick off.
More about the Kadaster.
Bert, what did we see? What did you find interesting from this one?
Well, The first thing is, this was a great team to work with. We've met several great teams, but this was one of the biggest teams I've seen here on the floor. We worked together very good. I was amazed at how good they were at listening to our advice and the things we brought to them. And one of the big things I thought was that they managed to even cooperate with one of the other teams from one of the other tracks in their solution. So I thought it was a major bonus point for them. And I think their solution was spot on the challenge we created for this hackathon. So congratulations with that, guys.
Fabulous, well done. Ben also has some comments. I will ask you to step into the light so then the camera can get you.
Well, people, last year I was also here and I was so much impressed. And this year I'm so much more impressed again. So I'm very curious what's going to happen next year, because the quality also of the teams and of the solution was so much better than last year. So we are so proud. That's the first thing we want to say, or I want to say. And the next thing, these guys are from Belgium, from Holland. We had Finnish guys, Italy, UK, Germany, Groningen, all over the place they came from. And it was so much fun to work with all those international people. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. And it's also good quality what we had in our solutions. You use the APIs of the KVK, of the Cadastre, of other teams. The cooperation was so good. Well done, guys.
Good job, good job. Can I steal that microphone from you? Who's going to give your pitch? There we go. Can I ask you guys to shuffle just towards the back and take a knee? 3 minutes to tell the audience. I'm going to shuffle in behind you a little bit.
So what we tried building is a solution to bring the digital identity of the house on the blockchain. And because we have this digital identity on the blockchain, the government can automatically run algorithms on which houses are eligible for government grants, for instance. We also took it a step further, and we tried to make the house self-autonomous. So the house will automatically suggest the homeowner of new government grants, so he doesn't have to be informed of the latest news from the government. I don't know if this is the only slide. So what we also did is we tried to please the people of the Chamber of Commerce by integrating a reversed auction. So the house can actually, in a certain framework set by the house owner, automatically make offers. For instance, if you have a broken boiler, it can automatically send an offer to a reverse auction marketplace where the contractors can bid for this offer. And then when they have made their bids, the house owner can choose one of these bids. And we created an escrow service on Stellar. So this escrow service will provide trust between the house owner on the one side and the contractor on the other side. So basically we did a lot of things.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
Good job, good job. Give him a round of applause, yeah, for sure. Antonio, what did you see about this?
I mean, what can I say here? I mean, that's a lot of work. Fair play, guys. It's beautiful. I like the digital identity for house, and it is a smart house, ultimately, that you're trying to build. All interconnected device within the house that will talk to the government to say this house is granted for, or can be granted to do whatever, I don't know, to change the solar panels, or the boiler is broken and you book a service, or something more serious can happen. It's technically challenging, the IoT and all the intercommunication, etc. But this is the closest thing to a smart house I can think of. I just want to see where you're going to get, and this is for you, where you're going to get with artificial intelligence there, how far you can get. You know, there is a lot of thinking, distributed intelligence, and how that DAO would work, that is something I would love to see. And another thing, when the use case was replayed back to me because I heard you, but then was replayed back to me. I heard, we are going to put all the data of the house in the blockchain. Never say that. Just don't do that. Say differently. Say, we're going to put profiles, identity, events, things. That is a better message.
Yeah, that's one of our next step in the future. We want to be completely GDPR compliant, of course.
Yeah. Well, you don't have much choice. You have to be.
You have
so, let's think about it that perspective. Vinay. Well, no, you don't have to be, but there will be consequences.
Well, I mean, what could be better than a machine for giving away government money? You know.
That's an alternative perspective.
You know, you're in a position where, you know, as a homeowner, life is complicated. You've got all these utilities and services and finance and all the rest of that stuff. And the idea that, you know, the critical decision-making information winds up in a safe place. And as government policy changes, you automatically get information about how the policy affects you. Really useful. Very, very pragmatic. I like it a lot. Thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you. Brugge.
It's a bit of an addition of the AI thing. Maybe if you can connect with the BENCOM team, then the house can decide what contracts are the most interesting to run itself. So, and then have those contract interactions autonomously from the house's perspective.
Yeah, we actually thought about that, and like the homeowner can set preferences according to like whether he's more budget-oriented, more eco-oriented, or even more comfort-oriented.
Great.
So,
well,
fabulous.
Talk to the team. But great.
Great. Give it up for the ledger. Yeah. Just fabulous. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate your support. Great.
Thank you.
I hope to see you next year, 3 in a row, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Always be selling, right, Rutger? All right, we're down to the final one.
Last but not least.
Definitely not least, and actually sort of not last, because everybody thinks this is the last one, but we got a bit more show to go, right? Where is the track Machine-to-Machine Economy? There they are. So I'm going to invite on stage Mr. Jan-Peter Domernik from Enexis. There's pretty much no way you haven't seen this guy walking around at the weekend. Thank you so much for being here. Can you give our guests in the room an insight into who you are and why you're here?
Yeah, my name is GP Domernik. I work for the grid company Enexis. And we are here to understand what is the disruption that is coming. What is the change that we cannot foresee yet? And to create some kind of atmosphere where we can discover that, we asked our teams to build crazy shit.
And did they?
They did. They all did. And if you want to see it, we all gathered their stories on medium.com/eco-systems. There are movies, there are pictures, there are stories. Every stories team you can read after this great ceremony, of course.
Yeah, not yet. Don't do it on your mobile phone. That's going to be really boring. Wow, that's really going the extra mile for these teams.
Absolutely.
Great support. I know you're excited to get this one done, right?
Yeah.
And these guys, if you build crazy shit, you must be nervous as hell, right?
Yeah.
Shall we tease them a little bit longer?
What we asked, make something you cannot explain in 3 minutes.
And now we're going to say, explain something you built
in 3 minutes.
Yes.
We are so nasty.
You can't imagine that they would fall for that, but apparently they did. Let's grab some Frisbees and an award, and let's get ready. Roger's queuing up the music. I know that much already. That one's for you. Those ones are for you. Shall I hold your mic in the meantime, or are you good with doing that?
Well, we're going to check the name
Yeah,
first.
we're definitely going to do that.
Yeah, that's quite right.
That's quite right.
That's
About
quite
right.
That's absolutely right.
Absolutely right. That's good. That makes me...
It was tough. That was a good number 2.
We'll talk about that in a bit, I think.
Number 1.
All right. So, Roger, cue the music, because for Machine-to-Machine Economy, the winning team is...
Team Quora!
Woo!
debating. They're crazy, like, they're really crazy.
Hell yeah!
Oh. Nice work, guys. Nice work. Yes. Very good.
All right.
Well done, guys. Really nice.
Wow, you can feel the energy from these
Yeah.
guys. They are, well, they're not crazy, of course, but the energy is. Guys, come this way, face the front for your photo. Maybe you want to give them some frisbees for the photo, because, you know, that's the reward and stuff. Guys, spread these out. Yeah, come to me. You need to be, see this white line? You need to be this side of it. Yep, there we go. If anybody else is coming on stage, there's white lines. Be in the middle of them. That makes it easy. Thank you. Woo. Oh, look at them being all badass. Come on, where's that craziness gone? You were yelling and screaming. I'm going to give you this one back.
Thank you.
So come on, you asked them to build crazy shit that you can't explain in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Give them a helping hand.
Okay. I'm going to not tell the story. They are going to tell the story. I'm going to tell about the hardest pivot they made. Because they came here with the idea to build a startup. And they ended up with building a commons. So it's not about money. That is very strange. They took technology that is 5 days old, BigchainDB 2.0. They used it and they improved it. And they did a thing that will help so many people in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Kriya.
Mike here.
Oh, I've got it, I'm sorry. I was half listening, I'm sorry. Did you say they took a technology that is 2 days old?
5 days.
5 days old.
BigchainDB 2.0. 1 day old, yeah, that's...
So this is like not built by you, built by somebody else, just available this week.
Yeah.
You've already built on it and you're already improving it.
They're showing the power of the community. It's co-creation. It's one entity building one thing, the other entity building it up, and they showed it so well.
All right. Do you? I don't know about you, but I want to figure out what the heck this is. Do you guys want to hear this? All right. I'm going to ask you to nudge slightly over to that stage. I see you've got your chairman already ready. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to do apparently the impossible. Tell us how the heck you managed to do whatever it is you actually did.
I will try my best. I will try my best. So I think we did two most important things. In order to show that we were building on BigchainDB, we deployed 9 nodes. And these nodes were communicating with each other and they were actually simulating drones. And what we tried to do is to retrofit a Parrot drone together with the Raspberry Pi, and the Raspberry Pi was running a full node. We weren't allowed to actually fly the Parrot, so we simulated it with a small Parrot on the ground. And the use case for it has like many different parts. So one part is planetary observation. That was Horizon 3, somewhere 20 years from now. Would you deploy a group of swarm of nodes on a planet and they discover, they do research, they would do whatever. Then the building part, and I will go straight to the research and rescue part, because that's where we actually built the use case. If you can go to the next slide. So there's a picture of me. What you can see, there's actually a map, but due to the light, it's Mount Denali. Mount Denali is somewhere up north in Alaska. It's a very remote area. I've skied there. And if you have an avalanche over there, you're basically, you're almost dead. So what we said, we have an ecosystem of drones, a beacon drone, a video drone, energy station, whatever, and they're going to search for the people who are in the avalanche. And then we also connected a video stream, and the dots you could see were the drones scanning the system. And with the video, you could detect objects, and basically what we did, it detected an object or a human, and the drone went spinning on the table. So think about if you do this for wildlife protection, or if you do it for building something, or rebuilding something in a society. And what we try to do is make robots more better for humanitarian goals, and also to trust them, because robots are scary, and we would like to build an ecosystem or a platform to trust robots and to let them fully autonomously go in a swarm.
Wow! Vinay, I have no idea where to start with this. I hope you do.
Well, I mean, so the thing that immediately struck me is you had running code and hardware, right? You know, you'd retrofitted the hardware to be able to have enough computational power to run the blockchain using tools that I already know. Like, I know the big chain guys, I have some notion of what happens. And what it gives you is a new way of programming drones in the real world. You take the blockchain, you put what you want to happen into the blockchain, the drones figure out how to make reality look like it's meant to look on the blockchain, and every step they log as they go, so if something goes wrong, you know how to fix it. And this, to me, looks like a very, very new way of figuring out how we can program robots, not just individual robots, but groups of robots to solve problems. And you know, there are lots of pragmatic use cases for robots today. You've got self-driving cars, you've got robot warehouses, you've got drones filming things like sports events, and there are a few other examples. And figuring out how we get the software onto the robots so they behave, such a big deal.
Yeah, that's a big deal. I mean, we could talk for hours about this one. That is a big deal.
Absolutely.
Because we have been knowing IoT for years now. Why we haven't used it well? Because it's centralized so far, okay? That is the problem. You bring down the central data center, the central network, everybody dies. Grid attacks, self-driving cars, you attack a network of self-driving cars, all the cars stop, just to tell you. Machine-to-machine here, blockchain, all the nodes, all the drones becoming a full node of blockchain, that solves the problem. One, security of the node, digital identity. I know that drone is the drone within the network. Two, streaming of data. Data is the fuel of a drone, of an IoT device. It's the fuel that goes in, it's the fuel that goes out, it's the gas, it's the fuel that is used to learn. If you're able to manage that as a full node, you don't need to stream to another central authority to do that work for you, which is the other problem, is centralization. This thing is a big deal. That's just to tell you.
Thank you. And when these guys say that's a big, big deal, they mean it's a big, big deal. I just got a message in my ear. Is there somebody called Dimitri hanging around somewhere around here? Dimitri. Ah, would it be this Dimitri?
Yeah.
Dimitri's going to come on stage. So Dimitri, you're giving these guys high fives. Before you introduce yourself, could you ever have imagined this a week ago?
Well, that guy kind of popped up in the beginning of the week, and then you start suspecting something's going to brew, something's going to happen, and then, yeah.
And then it exploded.
Explodes.
All right. As a special guest, tell us who you are and why you're standing on this stage right now.
I'm Dimitri. I co-founded Ascribe, BigChainDB, Ocean Protocol, some other stuff. I'm here to help people with paradigm shift thinking, technology feasibility studies, token engineering, incentives, all of that.
And so basically that week-old technology that these guys started using and giving you feedback on, that's you guys.
That's us.
So you guys built this and sort of deployed it, launched it a week ago. These guys have started working on it within a week, a few days, and magic is happening.
We did some effort, the community does effort, and that's the beauty. It's a feedback.
We could never have planned this, but if I go back to Rutger's opening speech on Friday where we said, we have to do this together, it's about all of us, it's about the pioneering spirits, it's about the ecosystem, all of the most possibly cliched words we can ever have used, and it's happened for most of the teams, all of the teams here, but this is one step above.
This is next level.
Yeah. This is next level shit. Rutger!
Yeah, so... I think what's really cool about the track of Jan-Pieter is that a lot of people that work at, let's say, organizations, they are organization people. There's a nice article about that, by the way, you can Google that. Because when you're working with cryptocurrency, decentralized systems, blockchain technology, what have you, a lot of people ask, what problem do you want to solve? But the problem you experience today is about this world today, this reality as we have that right now. And what I really appreciate that what Jan-Pieter is doing is that he projects totally new ideas He calls them crazy. I don't think it's that crazy what these guys are doing, because it sounds like a ton of sense to do it. So I think it's about having a vision on what could be done potentially, and not trying to basically solve a problem per se, but create a totally new reality where things are just different. Sometimes that's called science fiction, but in this case it can be reality. And I think bringing that together is quite epic. So thanks for that, guys.
Fabulous. Dimitri, thank you so much. Great. Yeah. So, last comment?
Yeah, and not a small one. We all saw Prince Constantijn here. He's of Startup Delta, and Startup Delta does trade missions. The next trade mission is to Hanover and the Hanover Messe. And the winning team will be part of this Handelsmesse, where we are going to talk to startups, but also the thing which will happen after the startups, and to create some new tension. It's not only the number 1 that's going to Hanover, it's also the number 2.
And we're going to save that for a little bit later.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Team? Now, every other team was asked to leave the stage and go that way. I'm going to ask you guys to wait here. Thank you. Wait here.
Thanks.
Gentlemen, it's going to get a bit noisy around about here in just a moment, so I'm going to suggest you might want to take those 3 seats in the wings. Yep. Because it says here, and let's see whether my notes match with the notes at the back, it says here, blackout. Fabulous. And it says, hit it, guys.
Somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known.
Welcome to the Blockchaingers Hackathon.
You will build these amazing solutions, and you will take them far beyond this hackathon into the real world. I know that you will make it happen.
Have a weekend with a lot of fun, And keep in mind that you are my ambassadors for a better world.
This year, it's not about us, it's about you. So you are going to launch that event. Machine-to-machine learning, energy transition, health, public safety and security, global digital identity, digital nations infrastructure, future of pensions. More than 700 blockchaingers trying to change the world. Are you ready?
Can you imagine your solutions impacting 1 billion lives?
This is the biggest hackathon that we have been to so far, so next level on our experience. Level up.
Well, if you want to take it to the next level, you have actually to impact people's life.
I don't know when they want to impact 1 billion lives, but they're on the right track.
I think it's very important that the human race becomes adult, and I think blockchain is an essential technology to facilitate that transformation.
Can you imagine your unexpected discovery changing our perspective forever?
We are going to do things fundamentally different. The question is how, and that's where people here find the answers.
For now, we start here, yes, of course, but it's very scalable, so we can grow even further to the more international market.
It's about having an idea and saying, could this work? Having lots of people tell you, no, this isn't possible, no, you can't do this. and you just defy the odds and go do it.
Blockchain could be one of the instruments we use in the next future, and that's why we're here.
Can you imagine yourself making it happen here this weekend?
How can we save the planet and solve it with new technology?
We make these endeavors not because it's the simple, easy way of doing things, but because it's the price of participation in the future.
So if we can make this in such a short amount of time, who knows what we can do in 100 days?
This is the first one, and I think I'm gonna go again.
I think the government also has a responsibility not to stay behind, but to be part of the front-runner group and to actively stimulate new inventions.
I think this is the way to do it. You've got the coders, you've got the people with ideas, you've got the businesses and the potential clients that implement this, so governments, government departments, corporates, etc. And I think you have to bring those together.
There are 63 teams. Naming the 3 best wouldn't do any justice to them all. There's so much being developed.
I must say it is very, very rare that I get to attend a weekend-long event and the after-movie gets presented by the end of the event itself. That is a mammoth undertaking by the film and video guys and the editors, so I think you should give them a huge round of applause. They'll be around here somewhere. Speaking of round of applause, Antonio, Vinay, Rutger, thank you so much. You can stand up, you can come and join me, you can come and take a bow, whatever you need, because aren't these guys awesome? We're done with the final winning team, so to speak, the grand winners. Perhaps you have a comment to just reflect on what you've seen, and I'll take the crowd through the rest.
I'm leaving it up to you.
As I said, I was overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed?
I mean, yeah, and I still are. I mean, a few ideas were great. And I do see that people here do get how blockchain can be used and how it can make a difference, which is very different from what I've seen so far. Things are getting there. We're getting better at it, and so things can only improve from now on. It's really great.
Vinay, you mentioned it already. Isn't it amazing how fast this is going? I mean, 5 years ago, the word blockchain would not cross a newspaper. And now it's in our local press. We had an event a few days ago for the sort of normal population of the city who has no understanding of tech, and we had over 125 people show up. It was more of a block what? What is this thing? Just curious to hear what they're hearing about. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's been a long path getting here. The first crypto revolution was the 1990s, right? In 93, 94, you saw GPG, the first possibility. Crypto enabled the e-commerce revolution. You could safely transfer credit card numbers without crypto. And it takes really big ideas, often 2-3 decades to mature, to the point where they transfer the entire world. So 10 years from now, I expect to be able to pick up product packages and immediately know whether I'm allergic to something in it just by touching it. Right? I expect to be able to rearrange my flights and my travel in real time just by telling a computer what I want to happen and having it go off and happen. And underlying all of those structures will be blockchain and blockchain-descended technologies. It will be all the way through government functions, it will be all the way through healthcare, it will be all the way through aviation, any safety critical system, the engineering to track the parts, all of these kinds of things. And within that phase where right now it's new and it's the space of the adjacent possible. 10 years from now, it will be so standard that people won't even know it's there most of the time. And it will be in the same position the web is, or apps are, where you know it's there, it does the job, and you never ask how or why.
Much like the internet of today. I think most people don't have any idea how the internet works, let alone their car. Let's keep it really simple.
And it just all smooths together. And it just becomes the seamless sort of surface fabric of life.
I mean, we have been looking at blockchain in terms of use cases beyond the cryptocurrencies for 3 years. And in only 3 years, look at what we have done. In only 3 years. because since 2015, I know the Bitcoin white paper was in 2008, but when we actually realized we can do more, it's only 3 years.
Yeah.
And look at what we have done.
Yeah.
Now, imagine in 10, 20 years' time.
So, does this future leave you excited, optimistic, or should we also have a cautionary perspective?
As anything, I mean, you need to be careful how you architect that and how you use it. I mean, I made the point a few times to the different groups, GDPR, data privacy. The crypto world is born to protect privacy, so let's use it to do so.
Yeah, let's use it
the internet was born decentralized, and I think lost a little bit its way in that space. So let's bring it back.
Yeah,
no, that is one of my comments.
Vinay, you're optimistic?
Yes, but we have to get on with climate.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to see the global cooperation necessary to track and trace all the sources of carbon pollution, if you're going to get real about making international trade work in a fairer way for everybody, we're going to need international cooperation on an unprecedented scale. I don't see a technological approach to that has any chance of success other than blockchain.
Yeah.
But we need to join the political will to fix climate with the technological capability to enforce the necessary agreements.
Yeah.
And we have to build that soon, because right now the climate processes are kind of stalled.
Yep.
We've got the Sustainable Development Goals, we've got a set of new objectives. How do we form the necessary support structures so that the international community can achieve these goals?
So I'm hearing that Rutger's team, as well as keep doing this, has more work to keep going and take it beyond the hackathons, beyond all of the deep dive sessions and the technical, and beyond just bringing these partners together, but actually getting them in the room, getting them to work together, getting those products built, and this feels like a really good start of making that happen.
Oh yeah, I mean, 2 weeks from now I'm going to go and present at the UN Manufacturing Conference, and that's entirely going to be about building safe, fair supply chains. Next year we ought to get the UN here in force and actually build some of the technology they need to make a better world happen.
Rutger has such a big smile on his face now. Fabulous. Ladies and gentlemen, Antonio Senatore and Vinay Gupta, thank you so much for your time. Okay, I'm going to ask the guys if you can nudge the moving heads up 2 degrees, because you are blinding the front row when they're on. Thank you so much. Next up on stage, I would like to invite Christian Ipma. Where is Christian? He's around somewhere. There he is. Hello, sir. Let's make sure the audience doesn't see that, because this is unexpected. And I see there's 2 of you.
Yes.
Are you both coming up?
Well,
You can come join us too. It's fine. I just don't know who you are, so.
Eddie.
You're Eddie. Hi, Eddie. I'm Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Nice to meet you. Step into the light. I'm going to grab you guys a microphone. There's number 1 for you and number 2 for you, just in case you need it. I see balloons, very shiny stars. Yeah. These look like level up stars or something from Sonic. I'm guessing half the room won't understand that joke. But you guys are from the software improvement group, specifically transaction services, which means nothing to most of the people in here until I say you're the guys that have been running the Better Code Hub program to help these folks write kick-ass code all weekend long. Is that correct?
Yes. This is it.
And they did.
Yeah, so actually, Better Code Hub is an initiative of SIG, really as one of our major parts of our mission. Our mission is to getting software right. So getting software right is also what we, as Eddie and me, and other consultants at SIG are doing at Transaction Services. This is where we advise investors, like private equity, venture capital, on several important IT aspects, like scalability, but also privacy, security of potential target companies. So, if we take, let's say, we have done this for the last 3 years, and if we look back at what is holding back startups, the main thing what we observe there, it's really the technical quality of tech startups, and this is of course, if you look at what you have been doing for the last 48 hours, of course you were not held back by the quality, right? So this is what you all experienced. Actually, if you address quality from day one, actually from hour one, creating a product, it's actually not hard to get quality right and be able to scale up your startup, your company, you scale up in the future.
Let's just take a risk for a moment, and I'm sorry to do this to you. I think every team used the Better Code Hub initiative this weekend to figure out, guys, ladies, you used it. Did you get good feedback? Did you get good advice? Did it help you to write better code? It was a slow start, but they got there. That's cool. I mean, I saw some scores, some preliminary scores, and I think it was Saturday, and it was like 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. Yes. And I've seen those scores improving as the weekend goes on. I even had people coming up to me going, where are the Better Code Hub guys? I want to know, why have I got a 7? This is not good enough.
So actually it was extremely impressive, let's say, what the teams achieved this year. It was even an improvement over last year. It was already mentioned by previous stage members. Actually, 2 out of 3 teams managed to score of 9 or 10 out of 10 on Better Code Hub, which is really great because that's more or less the maximum score you can get.
So there's no 11 out of 10 on Better Code Hub?
No, yeah, 10 of 10 is what we do, right?
But I thought you were nerds. 11 out of 10 must be the goal, surely.
Yeah, so that's where we come in, right? So our mission is getting software right. It's not about getting the highest and the highest and highest possible ratings. It's really about getting forward and do as much as you need to do about quality. So what we do actually is provide workshops to startups also. We call it getting investor ready. Where, of course, code quality is a major topic, but also other investor readiness topics are there. So we also want to provide that to the best performing teams on this hackathon.
Okay, so for a little bit of context for some of the guests in the room who might not be familiar with some of the language, venture capitalists, or people who are going to invest in companies and startups, yes. Before they go into that process, they do something called due diligence, where they check out the team, they check out all the legal, the intellectual property, and. But of course, if it's a tech company, they want to know, is this product sound? Yep. And that's what you want to help. Is it a team or some teams, or where are we? This is what you do with Better Code Hub.
So we actually selected the best performers from every track. So every 7 teams will be invited to to a workshop where we go in these details. So not only venture capital, but also later stage investors. So really pinpointing what is an investor looking for from a tech perspective in a startup or scale up.
All right. And the notes I was given here says. Yes, it's about the best code, but there was so much good code, you had to go an extra step further and say it's not just the best code, but it's the best code and the blockchain implementation combined that has resulted in this list, which I don't have, so I'm a little bit nervous right now.
Yes, I hope lots of people are very nervous and eager to know what came out of it. We, of course, because you were all very proficient and on really a high level quality, we took into account more things, so the blockchain implementation, also for instance, testing. Actually, that was also impressive. There were lots of teams actually having automated tests for the blockchain, which is, given the age of blockchain, it's rather impressive. So I will not delay any further. Please feel free to just come to us for any more questions you have. What do we do?
All right, and what are we going to do here? Are we going to ask the team captain to come up and collect something, or this is completely unrehearsed? So,
if there's time, then let's do that.
Yeah, that would be nice.
All right, team captains, if you are prepared to run to the stage to collect your thing, we can make that happen. Are you prepared to do that, team captains? Yeah? Okay, I'm hearing yes.
Great.
What are we going to do? Are we going to name, you said top of each track is what I heard?
Yeah, so I have the list here. So
all
actually,
right.
I'm the one knowing.
I just want to peek over your shoulder because it
you
gives
want to check, right? So whether this is what we agreed.
Well, we didn't agree anything, so I can't check. But I'm just curious and just leaving these guys to stress a little bit more. Okay, that looks good to me. I know nothing. Do you want to go for it?
Yes, let's do this.
All right.
So I'll just call the teams, and then if the team captain comes here, that will be, I think, the easiest way.
Fabulous. I'm going to get out of the way.
So first of all, Stony Creek.
Team Stony Creek.
Please come out.
He's on his way. Next.
Next, wrap it up.
Say that one again. Oh, they heard it.
Yeah, so let's end.
Nice and loud in the mic.
Cell block 42.
Cell block 42. Please come up.
B launch.
Woo!
BENCOM.
BENCOM. Nice and loud.
So, and the final two, legal things.
Legal feet.
And liftoff.
Liftoff. I said run. Do we have all 7 on stage?
I think we have all balloons.
All the balloons
covered.
are given away. All right. And Eddie has a nice card here, so he's going to jump nice and center in the photo. So this is not 15,000 euros of cash. Sorry about that, guys, but it's 15,000 euros of value. This is what you would have to pay to get this service from these guys. Eddie, did you have a word to add?
No, yeah, it's actually worth much more if these companies are going to make it, of course, with quality software.
Yeah.
And that's what we are going to tell them, how that works and how later stage investors are looking at IT companies.
Fabulous.
And what they can do to improve. So we're going to get them ready.
Excellent. Can you guys nudge in a little bit for the photo? There we go. Frank's going to be a happy man. Look happy, look smiley. Christian, Eddie, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Really appreciate it. Yeah, I'll keep that one. It's expensive. And thank you guys for being here all weekend and working just as hard as the teams. Alrighty, that was a quick interlude. All right, now it's going to get exciting. All of the tracked accelerators that came up and handed out frisbees earlier, I need you to come and gather here at the front of the stage. Those track accelerators who were on the stage earlier, please come. Yeah, you would be one of them for sure. Theo would be another, I think. How are we going to do this? Who do we have for... yeah, this is the one list that I didn't get. Where is Rutger when I need him? He knows all the names. All right, do I have a track accelerator for machine-to-machine learning? I do. Do I have a track? Yes, thank you.
Walking
Help
out,
me out here.
Antonio.
Do I have a track accelerator for digital nations infrastructure? Who are we missing? Digital nations.
Here he is.
Here he is. Fabulous. Do I have somebody for public safety and security? That would be you, sir. Do I have somebody for energy? I see Peter here. You guys can split this one. Do I have somebody for health? I'm missing the health folks. Where are they? Who am I missing for health? That would be... There he is. Okay. Future of pensions. We've got you guys here. And lastly, GDI...
Scott or...
Digital infrastructure.
GDI is Global Digital Identity.
Identity, I'm sorry. Digital identity. Who have we got for identity? Who are we missing?
Scott or Jason or...
Who are we missing for identity?
Wouter. Wouter? Yeah.
Yep. Fabulous. I'm going to ask for each of you to grab 4 frisbees.
Yeah.
All right, so machine-to-machine learning, where are you? Do you have 4 frisbees? You do. Okay, digital nations infrastructure, do you have 4 frisbees? Fabulous. Public safety and security, do you have 4 frisbees? Fabulous. Energy, 4 frisbees, 2 each, I assume. Yep. Health, who's got health? You've got 4, fabulous. Future of pensions, you have 4, 2 each or something, fabulous. And digital identity, you also have 4. All right. We did not rehearse this and we did not agree this. I'm so sorry for what I am about to do to you. I'm so sorry. Who are you missing? I don't think so. I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay. Can I please get your attention and a little bit of silence, because this is important for the teams. I'm going to read out some team names, and I'm going to ask that team to stand up quietly. We've got quite a list to get through. To stand up quietly, and then we're going to give you a whole round of applause at the end. When I call the track name and the 4 names, etc., etc., track accelerators, it's your job to get those frisbees to them, and no, you can't throw them. So you've got to run, 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 run to get these frisbees out. So we're going to do a test run. Where is global digital identity sitting? Where are you guys? Digital identity. Okay, they're spread out a little bit in the back. I need you to wave a little bit higher. All right, so where is Team Sweetbridge? Stand up quietly. Team Legal Things. Fabulous. Team Duo. Fabulous. Keep standing. And Team Ready. Where is Team Ready?
There.
Yep, they're over there in the back right. Okay, digital identity. You can go get your frisbees. Thank you very much. I will explain why in a moment. Future of pensions. Where are you? Right here in the front. That's easy. Scriptc Inc. Global Village People. Please keep quiet for now. Blockchain Smarts and P-Launch, please all stand up. Okay, future of pensions, go, go, go. Health, where are you? There they are. Stony Creek, I'm sorry. HCL, where is HCL? There they are. Care Bears from IBM, there we go. And Medical from Exact. Where's Medical from Exact? Did they leave already? Is the Exact team in the room? Okay, we will figure that out later. Health, you can go, go, go. If you haven't already. Yeah. Energy transition. CONSENSE from Duo. There they are in the back. Fabulous. ACBC from IBM. Accenture. And Inblock.io. Where is Inblock? Stand up, there we go. Energy transition, you can take yours, they've already gone. Okay, public safety and services, Theo. APG Groeifabriek. Ensure. Where is Ensure? There they are, yep, keep waving to the police officer. Blockproof from Deloitte. Oh. Theo. Back this way. And then lastly, 050 from IBM. 050, where are you?
Over there.
There we go. All right, and we've got a few more to go. Digital Nations Infrastructure. Deloitte Architects. Where is Deloitte Architects? Here, fabulous. 4Yard. Where is 4Yard? All the way in the back. Keep going, that way. Rep it up. All right, you guys need him. And Hyper42 from EBPI. These two here. One here and one here. All right, lastly but not leastly, machine-to-machine economy. Where is 8D? Where is Ketchup? Where is WeQuest? And where is Cool Runnings?
Oké. Ze hebben eentje voor energie over.
All right, eentje voor energie over. That is, I believe, where is Consent Duo, ACBC, Accenture, Inblock.io. Who did I miss from there?
Yeah, over there.
Okay, over there in the back. Fabulous. Okay, did we get everybody? I think so. Track accelerators, we got everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, a huge, huge round of applause for our runners-up. These guys have done fabulous work. Woo. Woohoo! You guys can take a seat when you're ready. Thank you so much for coming this weekend. Thank you so much for working your ass off. And I have one plea for you all. Do not let it stop here. I've been to so many hackathons where it's not the winning team that goes furthest, but one of the many, many other teams. So please keep going. By the way, those frisbees are worth 250 euros each, so you get to take your team out for dinner, you get to buy them drinks, or you get to spend it on gadgets to take your team further. That is entirely up to you. Shit, man, we got to do this again. Are you ready?
Sure am.
We're going to do the same thing. You guys should all have 4 frisbees again, just like we did, or 2 and 2 if you're a duo. Rutger, I'm losing my voice. I'm going to need you to help me out here.
Right.
Global digital identity.
Compliancy chain.
And identity crisis. Compliancy chain, identity crisis. Please stand up.
Where are you?
I don't see them. Wave. Compliancy chain and identity crisis. All right, maybe they had to skip town already. Future of pensions. Topicus and OF Tech Labs. Health.
Research pool and future is now.
Research pool, future is now. Where are you? Here. Health. Go, go, go. Energy transition.
Plan B and Windmill Village.
Pal B and Windmill Village. Where are you? Over there. Energy. All right. Public safety and security. Theo.
Yeah, we have Chain Tip and Lab 15.
Chain Tip and Lab 15. There we go. There's one of them. Where's the
Keep
other?
standing, of course. Then we have Digital Nation Infrastructure, D-Chained and Tudo Link.
D-Chained and Tudo Link. Where are you? Over there in the back. Fabulous. Keep going. And lastly but not leastly,
the machine-to-machine economy with
Flippening and Ekrem. Flippening and Ekrem. Where are you? Somewhere over here, I guess. Machine-to-machine economy. There's one over there, Jan-Peter.
Yep.
And the other one? Is over here. You got to run all the way back again. Jan-Peter on this side. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a huge, huge round of applause. So, Rutger, these teams got 2 frisbees each, which means
500 euros.
500 euros. Spend it wisely. And now.
Adding up.
And now. Can I ask you guys to take a seat? Rutger, take a seat just here for a moment. Take a seat. As you know, this is not just a hackathon. Why are you looking nervous? This is not just a hackathon. This is the world's largest blockchain hackathon ever, here in Groningen. And you have all been hacking all weekend, and that's fantastic. But you are not the only ones who've been hacking all weekend. As you saw, we had an after movie made pretty much real time through the weekend. But actually the rest of the crew has been hacking as well. These events, nothing goes quite as expected. There are things, we had a projector that needed to be fixed, which made us both a little bit nervous. We're fixing things on the fly. We're making you as comfortable as we can. And now we're going to make you a little bit less comfortable. Rutger and the Dutch chain team, this is for you. You can join me here if you want.
How long ago did you start preparing for this hackathon?
I think we started preparing half a year ago.
We started last year, so maybe it was November.
We started preparing when we finished up last year, so it's been the full 14-month cycle of preparation, yeah.
So I started preparations in the last week of September.
14 months and 2 seconds. 10 years ago. Everything I needed in my whole life and everything I brought over here to do this. So actually I started 10 years ago.
And why do you participate? Why do you help create this event?
Because building solutions for problems in our society in this way is just really exciting.
Well, I really like the whole idea of the blockchain being secure, decentralized, being fraud-proof in many ways. It's for me, it's a revolution that was way overdue. So that's one of the reasons I want to be part of this.
Because it's amazing. It's so cool to do it together. It's always building an airplane while flying and working really hard. Always coming up with new ideas and just executing them instantly is one big roller coaster ride, which is great.
Because I was forced to do it.
I think we all believe in the transformative applicabilities of blockchain technology. I think we see possibilities. We see the possibility to disrupt industries, but also to bring something bigger to society, to bring something greater, to design our own future. Blockchain is sort of conduit for that. And I'd like to be part of that change.
I think that in creating this event, I can do a lot more than I did in my previous job, which was being a civil servant.
Because it's really awesome. 1,000 people over here connecting to each other. This is too big for Groningen, it's too big for the Netherlands, and it's great to be part of this.
What makes it fun?
Fun? That you don't know what time it is. I thought it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but it turns out to be 10 at night or something. And it goes on and on and on. And I hear so many interesting stories, and they all get interconnected with each other.
I like seeing the teams interact with the Jedi. I like the work attitude in the repo rooms. I like seeing teams getting down to the nitty-gritty.
And what will you be doing on Monday?
Absolutely nothing. Well, maybe a long warm bath.
Well, sleeping in and cleaning up. Just need to get empty.
Working like mad.
Cleaning up. having dinner with the team.
I guess I will be preparing my TED Talk for next Thursday, so...
I'm cleaning up this shit.
Monday. When is that?
Monday, I think, is first a little bit time for rest and relaxation, and then it's looking at what this weekend brought forth, what these results of these teams actually did to change the world.
Perhaps that gives you just a little insight of how the team and some of the core crew were feeling this weekend. I have seen firsthand how much effort it takes to put on something like this, how many sleepless nights in the last, certainly 2 weeks. Rutger, I saw you tweeting at God knows what time this morning. It was, I don't know if you were still here or the film crews, the camera crews, these guys are doing it here for you, but as you can see, when the magic happens, it comes alive. So I think for the core team and the crew and the volunteers, it would be awesome if you gave them a huge round of applause. And Rutger, if that isn't enough reason to get them back next year, I don't know what else they need, so fingers crossed. All right. There's a bunch of teams in the room who are still a little bit anxious because we still have third and second place to call out. Do you care? They care, okay, they haven't gone to sleep yet. So I'm going to call our accelerators back and we're going to do this again. But it's getting easier because now there is only one team. You should have 6 frisbees each. And those 6 frisbees are worth 1,500 euros. So that's either a really, really expensive dinner, or I would encourage you to use that money to do something really cool with the project you've been working on this weekend. I think I have enough voice to do this one on my own. Global digital identity. Where is team? Really? No drum roll? Go on, you can give me a drum roll. Where is team Ingenium? There they are. Future of pensions. Where is team Atma? Team Atma, future of pensions. There they are. Health Track RXD call from Deloitte. All the way in the back. Theo, all the way in the back. Yep. Energy, innovation matters. Innovation matters. There we are. Public safety and security. Where is TapGuard? TapGuard has already left the building. Oh, we will make sure they get theirs. Sorry, Theo, you ran for nothing. Digital Nations Infrastructure. Where is GoBlock? All the way over there. And lastly, but not leastly, machine-to-machine learning. Sorry, machine-to-machine ecosystems. I said I've got my voice, but my brain is gone. And so I'm going to let you shout this one out. You can use my microphone.
So, for the number 3, liftoff.
There they are. Which means you should have 10 Frisbees left. And of course, the team has already figured it out, but the rest of the room hasn't, so this should still be a nerve-wracking moment. Second place for the Blockchaingers Hackathon 2018 goes in the following order. Global Digital Identity. Where is Team Veridon Key? Woohoo! Future of Pensions. Future of Pensions, Team Unabound. They didn't figure it out. For Track Health, second place goes to Team Unchained. For Energy Transition, where is Team Pepitas? All the way in the back. Public Safety and Security, Team Cyber Peacekeeping. Digital Nations Infrastructure, where is Team New Kids on the Block? And I got to give a big plug for the Gemeente Groningen team. Well done. And I need microphone number 1. Because you already hinted at this on stage, Jan-Peet. And you said they did some crazy shit.
They really did. They really did some awesome shit.
You want to come up here on stage?
Yeah, I can.
Because then we can get this on camera.
Okay, that's good.
And I'm just going to double check with you.
Yes, that is. Number 2.
And before you say that, you asked them to go big, right? Yeah. Imagine the unimaginable, do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Something you can't explain in 3 minutes, and they're lucky they won't have to.
Yes, we do.
Did they do that?
Well, we trained the story, and they had to use Harry Potter to bring it to the people.
They had to use magic.
Yeah.
Or
but
a
they
wand.
solved it as engineers.
They solved it as engineers. All right, shall we do it?
Yeah. Number 2, part of the trade mission to Hanover, together with Prince Constantijn and Startup Delta, Team Oddbot!
Please give all of these teams a huge round of applause. Give yourselves a huge round of applause. And the best news is I only have 2 cards left. Yes, thank you. The bad news is one of them is quite long. But I want to get 2 announcements in. Many of you used the public transportation that we had laid on to get from the city to here and back from here to the city. That was laid on by the OV Bureau from Groningen and Cubas. And what we also wanted to thank them for, as well as the transportation, is that today all of those buses were running on 0 emissions. If you don't know about Groningen, if you haven't figured out yet, we are already living in the future. We 3D print prizes on demand. We run the world's biggest blockchain hackathon. And many of you today actually traveled on some of the first hydrogen buses here in the Netherlands. That's going to be a huge industry. So thank you so much to OV Bureau and Cubas for taking care of that. And possibly the most exciting thing that I know you want to hear is that I think, Crystal, was this during the weekend this decision was made to extend this? EBPI, one of our partners who had covered the cost of your bar tokens all weekend, said, wow, this is so cool. We are going to cover the cost of the bar tonight as well. So drinks are on EBPI. which means I am now down to one card, closing remarks. I'm actually not going to make any closing remarks. There is no need. It has all been said. I'm going to check with Rutger. Are you letting go? You're letting go as well. I'm going to say thank you so much. And I'm going to say thank you. Whisper in my ear. Go? All right. Firstly, thank you so much to all the teams and the participants for coming from 21 countries, 5 continents, and Limburg to come here for the weekend. Give yourselves a huge round of applause. I would like you to keep clapping for all of the partners, all of the sponsors, the track supporters, our super accelerators, our track mayors, our hosts, our Jedi, the venue,
and Nick.
the team of roving reporters who were capturing all that footage and press. Keep the applause going for them. The speakers, all of the volunteers. I would like to thank the sunshine, but none of you saw it because you were late night coding. The DJs, they're going to be here playing for the after party. The security team, the first aid team, the catering, the tech crew, the cleaning crew, and you for cleaning. The poor internet guy who was pulling his hair out all weekend to make sure the internet remains stable for you. That is not a job I would ever want. I have photographers listed, I have coffee guys listed, and of course I have our 2 pigeons in residence.
I have one more thing. Okay.
Are we going to get the team up on stage?
Yeah, before we get the team on stage,
Okay.
make sure you have a lot of you have been meeting them already. Our friends from the EU. Make sure
that was my bonus slide, but go for it.
That was your bonus
Take
slide.
it.
So yes, actually, the EU is taking on hackathons and blockchain really serious and to the next level. So make sure you check out blockathon.eu and see how you can contribute to the next level of anti-counterfeiting, where we're going to make the supply chain really safe for manufacturers, with logistics companies, with customs, with retailers, and of course ourselves as consumers. It's a really big opportunity to make an intercontinental impact and work together on that EU scale. So EU-blockathon.eu.
Yeah, and I was actually talking to the team this afternoon, and they have basically said, look, there's no way we can produce something on this size and scale, so that's fine. But any of you as participants or teams who want to sign up for that blockathon, that hackathon, at EU level, in Brussels, in a fabulous venue, it's in an old car museum, the Autowereld. It is an amazing venue. These guys are going to do great things, and they're going to hook you directly in at EU level. So anybody who wants to sign in for that, you can still do so today, and then the applications go open next week. So
they are open.
If you want to do that, take your chance now.
They are already open. They're already open.
All right. Shall we get the team on stage?
Let's get the team on stage.
Okay, this is the moment the team hates because they think they're busy working. Can I get the core team and the crew and the track mayors and the Jedi and the volunteers on the stage to take your 1 second bow? Come on, they're all going to be shy. Run, run, run. They're not going to fit on this stage, but it doesn't matter. There's many more to come. Keep coming. Keep coming. Yeah, we do not have a wheelchair-friendly stage, so don't forget Jacob sitting down here. Keep coming. Keep coming. Faster. Ladies and gentlemen, also take a look behind you at the tech crew and the cameramen who are still working. And our intern from France. Huh? Dude, come on.
Beer and snacks.
Yeah, come on. And of course, the guy who has had the most comments all weekend. You were telling me last night, somebody came up to you and said, dude, I saw you there, I saw you here, you were over there, you were up there. Where aren't you? Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it takes to put on the world's biggest blockchain hackathon. Most of them do this for love because they care about the same things you do. There is only one more thing for me to say. Peter?
Bier en hapjes.
Say it.
Beer.
Beer and pizza! Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now, get
Well
off my stage.
Wat?
You survived.
Maar één. Tuurlijk, snap ik.
What time is it?
Ja.